Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, as you can see, the boys are inside of a box. Now that might seem silly, but there's actually a method to this madness. So stay tuned and I will definitely explain what is going on here. So the reason the boys here are inside of a box is for the reason of stimulation. So let me explain that for a bit. Guinea pigs obviously live inside of a cage if you have an apartment. If you have the means to give them a bigger home, of course, you'll build something a lot bigger for them. But in my case, they live inside of a Midwest cage, which you guys have seen in previous videos. Now, that's fine and dandy for them to live in, but sometimes they do get bored. So you have to give them activities to do so that they kill that boredom and not get depressed. So with that in mind, I always try to come up with different ways to stimulate them. For example, in other videos which you might have seen, I take their cucumbers and I put it in their water bowl, so that way they have to physically go in and fish it out and, actually work for it so it can keep them entertained. So that's where this box comes in. It's just a different form of that. So the entire point of this little exercise is to have them figure out how to get out of the box on their own. They should be able to do it because the box is relatively short, and Rocco definitely has jumped up to things that are much higher than that. So I just want to see how long it takes for them to figure out how to get out of this box on their own. So without further ado, let's look at the boys and see how they figure out getting out of the box. And let's see how long it takes them to do that. So at this point, it's actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would for them to figure it out. I'm not sure why, because they're usually a lot sharper than this. So as you saw there, I'm trying to bribe them with food and trying to just get their attention to see if they can figure out getting out of the box there. So it's taking a little bit of time, but I have faith in them. I know they can do it. So as you see here, of course, Rocco, the adventurous one, is already testing the waters, seeing how he can possibly get out. So he's just kind of testing it and getting a feel for the area around him, being inquisitive, as you can see there. So hopefully he's getting close to figuring out the riddle. Okay, so at this point, it looks like they are not sure what to do. So I'm gonna have to step in and try to see how I can help them out. So as you can see, Rocco is definitely paying attention to me, looking at me as I try to coerce him to getting out the box. So what I ended up doing here was ripping the sides out a little bit and lowering down the wall a bit of the box, as you can see there. And they're still struggling for some reason. It's very low. I'm not sure why they can't figure it out yet, but I'm gonna give them some time to get it. So at this point, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, I actually ripped down the wall of the box even further to see if I can get them to realize that they can climb down. So as you can see there, Loki is definitely noticing that there's a bit more wiggle room, if you will, for them to get out. But it's still taking them a little bit of time. So at this point, I am not gonna move the box down further. It is practically almost leveled at this point, so they have to get it now. So like I said earlier, this exercise might seem silly, but it's actually making the guinea pigs have to use their brains and have to strategize and come up with a plan to get out of there. So that's keeping them entertained. That's keeping their little minds working. So this is a really good thing, actually. So at this point, I can tell that the boys are about to figure it out. So on that note, I will tell you guys that I appreciate you guys watching today. And if you enjoy this type of content, please do consider liking and subscribing and hitting the bell notification so that I can bring you more guinea pig content. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.